IRL, and today we are going to talk to the founder and dev behind Asalytic, Villian Monet.
I'm Villian Monet. I'm the developer and founder behind Asalytic.
I feel like you literally go rummaging through the world of NFTs, and it's probably through coding, and then you extrapolate all the data that I actually want to know, and then you put it in a way that I can actually read. It's really refreshing, but I also think it's going to be just phenomenal for onboarding when people start coming into the scene. I wish Asalytic was around when I was first getting going, and that's kind of how it came about for you.
Yeah, actually, Asalytic started just like that. So I just wanted to analyze the sales of Algorand. And then at the beginning, Algorand didn't have even trades. So I was kind of hard coding the trades and writing like how can I analyze the sales by different trades. And then it's iterated from there, I guess. That was like a really interesting like new concept because like previously, as I mentioned, I was working as data scientist, and then like in the Web2 world, usually the company controls the data, so it's not open source, like it's not public. So the company can just extract value from that data and sell it to other companies. And it's kind of like if you don't have the best employees, then you cannot make like very good algorithms probably or get a very good use of the data. But it's still owned by the company. And now here, like in Web3, it's really fun that the data is public, so everyone can use the data, and like it's up to us to find a creative ways to extract value from the data and present to the user. Asalytic went live initially in the 25th, I think, of January. So at the beginning it was just read only, so you couldn't connect your wallet on anything. I think in the middle of June or July, I introduced a feature where you can connect your wallet and you can like go directly to your portfolio. And most recently, we introduced a feature where you can buy the NFTs directly from some other marketplaces. We are getting more and more to the interesting part where you can actually interact with the blockchain on Asalytic.
Now you can not only see what's listed, but you can actually buy through the Asalytic site as well.
Yes, it's a little bit technical. Basically, for me, like I'm really fascinated about composability between decentralized application in the space. So I had an idea because like Algorand NFT is the leading decentralized marketplace on Algorand. So basically, your NFT there, it's stored in a smart contract, so anyone can execute this logic, transaction logic. So I said, okay, it's a fun way for Asalytic to execute this logic. Users won't need to be redirected, even though like it's completely the same from a backend side. Like the fees are distributed the same way as you would buy it on Algorand NFT, but just we are leveraging the Web3 concept of composability. So we are just executing the transaction logic on Asalytic because both of those applications run on the same backend, which is the Algorand blockchain, which is kind of new and interesting concept.
Interesting, but you've worked in features. I noticed something that was different was that the royalties are listed, right? You see the fees and then the royalties under every listing.
Asalytic started, so we wanted to help the user make a well-informed decision before purchasing their next NFT. So first we started to analyze the whole blockchain data that we can have and present to the user. And the royalties is just one part of this data. So if we are able to extract those data from the blockchain and present them to the users, we of course want to present that.
Having the information be digestible is so important, and it was refreshing to see that royalties update on there. I was like, that's cool. Now, all of your information and all the data that you compile, which consists of some amazing charts and graphs, all of that is free to use. But you also have a subscription service for people with projects, NFT projects specifically.
You can find every data, like regardless of the collection, whether it's subscribed or not on Asalytic. But more like a marketing feature, I would say.
Yeah, you get some ad space up top, which is cool. You get the access to the Discord bot, which I have had the chance to see people playing around with that in different Discords, and it's fun.
Yeah, you can see the floor prices of each collection, floor price by trade, by rank, also sales by trade, by rank. You can explore your wallet. You can explore any wallet in particular. You can see all-time high, sell pressure, and that kind of thing.
It just is very intuitive. I know there's two big questions the algo fame I got to get answered. How do you reach out to be featured or have your collection included in Asalytic's data compilation?
At the beginning, Asalytic started with just 10 collections, and then the first 50 was selected like this. The collections that have obtained the most volume on Algorand, and say just DM me or write in the Discord there, your collection will get added. And I try like every week to add the collections that whoever asks me to.
Your Discord invite is at the bottom of your website if you scroll all the way down on the left side. And then you've got the Twitter account, which Asalytic has a Twitter account you can follow, as well as you have a personal Twitter account.
I think, yeah, Villian_Monov. Yeah, that's
okay. The other big question that I feel like everybody wants to know, I want to know, and it's probably a little technical. So if you could explain it in IRL terms, that would be great. how do you compile these prices? You can see the floor value of all your NFTs, but you also take it a step further and give you kind of like an estimated sale price.
Yeah, so it was quite a challenge to come up, and still it is. Provide to have an estimated price for each NFT, and tricky because you need to make the algorithm for estimating the price to work for every collection. So first we started estimating just on the past sales with different trades. So for example, if you have a gold MGO, in the price estimate will be included the last sales of all the gold MGOs, and also like maybe the floor listings from the MGOs, etc. A lot of parameters into the estimation. So it's the listings, the sales, the trades. We still haven't implemented the rank, which also plays an important role in the estimated price, but we'll work that in the following period.
Okay, so rank isn't included, but there are some lower ranking clean NFTs, right? Or the YBGs. I find it really interesting that you have it worked in to be dynamic. So as those trait sales change, that estimated price will also adjust.
Yeah, we update the estimated price every couple of hours based on the market activity, the listings, and everything. And also, if there is no sale activity from some collection, that means that, maybe to lower a bit the estimated price, because no one is buying for this price. So basically, maybe that's not the right price to say that the NFT is worth it.
The floor price can change like that on a project. Like it can be so fast, but also in the space for people that really are kind of using it as an investment, you aggregate all of my purchases and all of my sales, and you kind of give me that balance sheet under my wallet if I search my wallet, and that's really cool. And also floor carousel, you can click through and just kind of see what's floating around on the floor, which I find incredibly valuable. It's almost like a clearance rack. I like it. I want to shop the clearance rack sometimes. So upcoming features.
The main features now that I'm working, mostly maybe not too much on the UI side, but optimizing the adding of new collection process to be automated. Because for example, NFT Explorer has really good approach there when they can just show every collection automatically in that kind of way. So its whole process is automated. So I'm kind of working on that part of Asalytic. I want to enhance a bit the portfolio tracking feature to make it more personalized, so you can have to see a bit more data there and that kind of stuff. So these are the main goals that I'll be working in the next month or something.
Are you thinking of integrating NFTs?
For sure, we'll support full integration of NFTs because the whole ecosystem is supportive. So for example, in the current version of Asalytic, if you open the search bar, you can type IRL.algo and your wallet will pop up from the NFT and you can go directly to your wallet. But we'll also integrate more proper version of NFTs, where maybe every wallet on Asalytic is replaced with the NFT domain. So for example, if I buy an NFT, instead of showing my wallet, it shows wawa.algo or something like that in that direction. But also, what is important for me, because not all the users of Asalytic have NFT, maybe the users will also have some other identities on Asalytic. So it will be up to them to choose what they want how they want their wallet to be shown on Asalytic.
Closing thoughts on tips that you found when you were researching for just the Web3 user. I know one of the biggest things I hear on everything from my kids' TV shows that they watch to Owl last week, to all sorts of people I talk to in the space. And two of the most common pieces of advice I hear are just start, right? Starting can be the hardest. And then don't be scared to reach out and ask people, because oftentimes you'll get to talk to somebody that will have exponential value in helping you with whatever you want to help with. Is there anything else that you've noticed or tips and tricks that you've found in your own personal, I know that you're into NFTs, advice you have for participants of the ecosystem?
Well, for me, it was just to accept that there is no expert, for example, in Web3, everything is really new. Get your hands a little bit dirty and one step at a time. I would give advice to not be so afraid or hire some other people to help me.
I want to see a consumer subscription model that I can bookmark stuff and rearrange things and have my own little space. I would pay for that. Is that coming? Is that coming soon? Am I regular people like me going to be able to somehow support Asalytic?
Yeah, so in the beginning we had a donation address, but once we received the grant, it didn't make sense for me to still keep it there, so I removed that address. So now it's more like a company. So yeah, in the next months, I would say that you will have a way to have some services like that.
I really appreciate you sitting down with me.
Thank you very much for reaching out and for giving me the opportunity to talk. It was nice.
Come back anytime and talk to me.
Of course, thank you very much. basically how I learned about Algorand. So it was fun story. I'm a big fan of Lex Friedman podcast.
Okay.
So I'm listening to him like for 2 years almost, and like he did a podcast with Silvio Micali. And so I watched the podcast and said, "Oh, okay, this is an interesting guy. Maybe I should try to research."
Devs are human too, right? So I love that. You were like, I don't understand this, but I'm gonna. And you kind of dove right in. It's amazing. I'm excited about meeting you and getting to know you a little bit more. I heard you like to run. Are you still running?
Yeah, I'm running. I will go running half marathon in Amsterdam.
Half marathon. You don't just kind of run, you run.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, yeah, to think. And during this running, like a lot of the new features come to life from Asalytic.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like you can get your head cleared, and you can see like zoom out a bit, see what's missing, what are you doing right, what are you
How
doing
do
wrong.
you? I don't know if you have. I'm assuming that you're a real human and you have real human connections. How do you explain what you do for people that aren't in Web3?
Yeah, usually like if I'm like on a party somewhere, I just say software developer, so I don't go too much into details.
I'm gonna beg you to come back and talk me through the subscription service when it comes out for consumers. Asalytic.app.
Yes, it comes from Algorand standard asset, then plus link.
Asalytic.app.